Part 3. Up in Smoke. My life began just after her second conversion. That had found herself a snug cranny between the Quillet's arm and backside. Those days, she was all about living it up. The years past had been set to an endless bass line and awash in raffish dance floor lighting. She had partaken in the mortal pleasures in food and drink and sex. List phone numbers, morning covers, and cigarettes. I was brought into the world with a kiss and phosphorus flame, a moment in which I imagined we were both truly alive. I knew her better than she understood, the girl who was dead come down to live amongst the mortals. Laila Starr. I had spent all of last week in her jacket pocket, listening to her heart. I might have even had a crush on her, but had I known how things would turn out in the end. I suppose some of us are just destined to born. You left flame and abandoned to ponder life upon my own gaudy memento mori. I look beyond the empty coach to the revealing crowd for camaraderie, and came upon a kindred soul. Young Darius shone with all the nervous energy of life, newly kindled into adolescence, and set adrift into this pulsing trunk of good company by decisions, misbehavior, love, lust, heartbreak. I had assumed that, like me, he was quite alone, until Danica son arrived like a breeze and sent him all ablaze. She pulled him into a kiss, and then I heard her whisper, "I'm sorry, Darius, but life is too short to arrive at the end without any broken hearts to show for it. I do love you, but this is it." Breaking up with you. You can thank me later. Of course, to understand the context of all this, we should go probably a while back now. Oh, the way to the Plilo factory where the three of them first began their friendship. How do you know so much of the past? What makes this Maribor omniscient? You must remember very early on I was kissed by that, and that brings with it untold power. Much like this place where the Dreams company had in the 80s hired hundreds of employees to sit down feathers into pillows, and had proudly proclaimed its motto on the wall. Now I'm in the silent sewing machines and the mounds of the unheated into clouds. There is Zafar and Danica spent their lost hours. Engrossed in the great rituals of youth, writing their own dreams onto peeling walls. They are negotiating vulnerabilities with unspoken language of laughter, confession, and stolen cigarettes. How did you guys find this place? Zafar did. They shot an advert in the back behind the building a couple of years ago. The help out and the shot came out here for a break, and one never quite left, I suppose. For very this ruin has been my domain of cathedral of King Zafar. Darius, he was supposed to keep it secret. Oh, come on, Danica's cool, man. Should put up my own damn sign on the wall. No girls allowed. Ass. What you like? 10? Besides, you guys would be total losers if it wasn't for me hanging out with you. That's very true. But I've always been okay with the social perform that my adolescent life has been, Danny. Comfortable in my graceless descent. Holy crap, Zephyr! It's Darius who has a problem letting go, you see. Great question, Danica is. Why are you here? Is it the lesser poor Darius's melancholy charms? Or morbid curiosity about what's Wasters afar? You're such an asshole, Zav. At this point, I had lived through about half my life. So I understand that in his moment of heartbreak, Darius Shaw began to contemplate a mortality of his own. The death of innocence, the sort that leads you to believe that you only find loved ones. And there, gasping for fresh air at the edge of the 14th floor balcony, he had a mighty sense of déjà vu. The unshakable feeling that he had been there before. A lost child holding his heart in his hand once more, abandoned of some unfamiliar shore, looking at her. Rough night? It's nothing. That's my cigarette, you know. My best friend died. My girlfriend broke up with me. Well, which one is it? Without a girlfriend? No, my best friend. We fought before he died. What did you find about? My girlfriend. Oh. Perhaps he liked her too. Or maybe he liked me too much to share. Who knows? Who knows? He was always the type not to use words where a fist would do. He gave me a black eye and said a terrible things to him. I left the pillow factory wishing never to return. And then the world fell apart. Someone set a train of fire, someone made an incendiary siege. Some wanted a temple built, others wanted an edifice torn down. People took up arms in the name of great men and gods and set the whole city on fire. This fragile thing would buoyed for years fell apart in a moment, and somewhere, amid the inferno of greater things, they took my friend. I imagine he was still at the factory when the rioting mob caught sight of him, or perhaps the coast chased him in the fire lasted for days, they say. The mountains of down feathers become fuel to the flank. I wish I could walk in there and read of Zafar's growlings once again, but the walls are charred, you see. They used to make dreams in this place once. We don't just make pillows. No. Now they are covered in soot. We make dreams? I can't have him back, can I? I can't take back all the things I said to him. For the Lord, because I wanted to be him. Then he can't believe a part of me burned away with Zaf in the pillow factory that night. That's why she's breaking up with me. Can't be in love with a half boy I'm supposed to be. It's what happens when things die. They go away, but you don't realize all the parts that they were holding up until foreafter. And in the days that follow, the possibilities of what could have been begin to fall away, living with less each time, more precious to be savored, like a cigarette. The point of life, my friend, is to be smoked. She says this, referring to the last bits of me to Darius. They had a trail of fire, chemicals talking to the brain, the last bit that I have to offer. Who made you the expert on life? With that, Darius Shaw lives, and as he does, so he takes the last puff of life of me. I look back and watch Laila seduce another cigarette to help her lips. But I will go away knowing that the closest that got to this young man in this lifetime was the shared cigarette with. 'Cause there is a fire later. The whole apartment goes up in smoke. The fire department would later state that they might be suspect a careless ember from a burning cigarette. And the partygoers were lucky to have left the place with only one casualty claimed by the fire. A fire started by a cigarette? Was I sleeping? Doing it on purpose. Trying. Upstairs? They love you up there. You could take a crap on the whole world and still love you up there. With prana, god of life, this whole place is an ode to you. He, on the other hand, I have no need for. I'm nothing without you, you know. Tell that to the bloody Darius show. You know he was at the party? Really? No, it can't possibly happen. I've get rid of him since. This is where he lives now. If you still want to talk to him, that is. He might be a little older than you remember, of course. Cigarette? No. Those things will kill you. "16 years from the day Laila Starr died in fire."